Hello children, this is my second video. Boys, in this video, same chapter will be in continuation. As you know that in my previous lecture, the chapter which was being taken by me to explain you, that was principle of mathematical induction. In my previous lecture, I had explained what is principle of mathematical induction, and some questions were also being explained by me. In today's video lecture, I want to explain you some more questions based on principle of mathematical induction. Boys, as you are observing here, 3 questions are written in the form of mathematical statements. You see, first one, 1 upon 1 into 2 plus 1 upon 2 into 3 plus 1 upon 3 into 4. Boys, the dot which is being kept in between 1 and 2 or between 2 and 3 or between 3 and 4, this is representing multiplication. Sometimes you can have a confusion that this is decimal 1.2. No, this is not 1.2, this is 1 into 2. 2 into 3, 3 into 4 plus dash 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 1 upon n into n plus 1 is equal to n upon n plus 1, and 2 more questions are there which you can read it by your own. I am going to explain a solution of first one, how we will prove first question. Boys, how we will prove first question using principle of mathematical induction. So as I had explained you in my previous class that what mathematical statement is given, that will be represented by Pn. You see, Pn is written here, Pn 1 upon 1 into 2 plus 1 upon 2 into 3 plus 1 upon 3 into 4 plus dash dash plus 1 upon n into n plus 1 is equal to n upon n plus 1. As it was being explained by me that our very first step will be verification step. As I have written here, this step is our verification step. So P1 means sum of first one term only. See this, sum of first one term, P1. So 1 upon 1 into 2 will be taken because only one term is taken, P1. And in right hand side, n upon n plus 1 is there. So in place of n, we are putting 1. So in right hand side, wherever n is occurring, you put 1 in that place. So 1 upon 1 plus 1. So you will observe that in left hand side 1 by 2 is there and right hand side 1 by 2 is there. So we can say that P1 is true. Our first step is completed. Boys, in second step, as I have told you, second step is for supposition. Let Pk be true. Boys, in some books in place of k they are taking m. So no problem, it's depend on your choice that whether you are taking m or k. Both are correct. So let Pk be true. So what is our Pk? Firstly it should be written Pk. So wherever, this is our Pn. So wherever n is there, you put k in that place in our Pn. So Pk here 1 upon k into k plus 1, in right hand side k upon k plus 1. Complete Pn is being copied here. Only one thing we did here, that in place of n we are putting k. So this is our Pk, and we assume that Pk is true. As you know that third step is related to the proving of Pk plus 1. So I have written here, now we will prove that Pk plus 1 is true. So what is our Pk plus 1? I am going to write Pk plus 1. So what is our Pk plus 1? As I have told you in my previous lecture that in place of n you put k plus 1 in Pn. In Pn, this is our Pn. So in place of n you put k plus 1. So 1 upon 1 plus 1 into 2, 1 upon 2 into 3, 1 upon 3 into 4 will remain as it is. And here in place of n, k plus 1 and n plus 1 is also here. So k plus 1 plus 1. So it will become k plus 2. So k plus 1, k plus 2. But boys, if you have attended my previous class, then it was been told by me that when you are writing Pk plus 1, then my suggestion was this, that after completing left hand side of Pk plus 1, you write down previous term also. Whose previous term? Previous term of the last term. This is the last term of left hand side, its previous term is this. So this is, if 1 upon 3 into 4 is there, then its previous term is 2 into 3. If 1 upon 2 into 3, then its previous term is 1 upon 1 into 2. So if k plus 1 is here, then its previous term will be k. If k plus 2 is here, then its previous will be k plus 1. One less from this. And one trick I am telling you, because in every question you have to do this. So I am giving you one trick. After writing pk plus 1 completely, if you want to write this previous term of the last term of left hand side, this you want to write, then if you are not able to judge what will be our this term which will occur just before k plus 1 term, so you copy this last term of pk 1 upon k into k plus 1, you copy this. That will be the previous term of this term. Are you understanding what I am saying? pk plus 1, wherever n is occurring, you write down k plus 1 there. You did that. But this term I have suggested you to write. So if you can make an idea, or if you are having an approach to write its previous term, then no problem. Otherwise, what is the last term of pk, last term of the left hand side of pk? This is the last term. You copy it here. It will be same. Its previous term and last term of this pk will be same. It's depend on you which path you are following. And in right hand side, in place of n, k plus 1, and in denominator also k plus 1 plus 1, then it will become k plus 2. Okay. Now our k plus 1 is completed. Now we will prove this. Our work is not complete. Only what is our pk plus 1, that I have written here properly. Now proof of pk plus 1. So you are observing that in pk plus 1, two sides are there, one left hand side and right hand side. Okay. So you copy left hand side, you take left hand side as I did, and you observe starting from first term until before last term. If we observe this, then we are getting that this is our pk. See this? 1 upon 1 into 2, 1 upon 2 into 3, 1 upon 3 into 4, and 1 upon k into k plus 1. So starting from first term until before the last term, this is our pk. And when I had explained principle of mathematical induction, it was being explained by me that pk will be used in the proving of pk plus 1. So in this place we can write this value of pk, because this value is equal to k upon k plus 1. So involving pk, in place of this we can write k upon k plus 1, but last term is still left. So it will be copied as it is, 1 upon k plus 1, k plus 2. Again I am going to explain. After completing pk plus 1, you take its left hand side and use pk. How you will use pk? We will observe that starting from first term until before last term, what terms are written? This is our pk, left hand side of pk, which is equal to k upon k plus 1. So in this place, started from 1 until here, we can write k upon k plus 1. Now last term is left, so we will copy this last term as it is. After that, you see your right hand side k plus 1, k plus 2 is there. Okay, so we are observing here that k plus 1 is common in denominator. K plus 1 is common in denominator, so we have taken common 1 upon k plus 1. So k upon, only k is left, and here also from this term also 1 upon k plus 1 will be taken out, so 1 upon k plus 2 left. After that, you simplify this, you will take LCM, and after simplification you will have, you see, 1 upon k plus 1, and this quadratic expression you will have in numerator upon k plus 2, upon k plus 2. After that, this quadratic expression can be written in the form of k plus 1 whole square. A plus b whole square, it will come. So a is k and b is 1. So this quadratic expression which occurs in numerator, that can be represented by k plus 1 whole square. K plus 1 is k plus 1 is in denominator and this is k plus 1 whole square. So 1 k plus 1 will be cancelled and finally we will have k plus 1 upon k plus 2, which was required and which was the right hand side of pk plus 1 issue, k plus 1 k plus 2. So after simplification we are getting k plus 1 upon k plus 2. This is right hand side of pk plus 1. It means pk plus 1 is proved. LHS is equal to RHS. So we will write therefore pk plus 1 is true. Now all three steps are completed properly. So finally we will write hence Pn is true for all n belongs to set of natural number by principle of mathematical induction. Boys, here I have not mentioned, so I am going to mention it here. N belongs to set of natural number for all three questions. Okay. Now coming on to the second question, which is similar type. You see. So 1 upon 3 into 5, 1 upon 5 into 7, 1 upon 7 into 9. This is our, and dash 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 1 upon 2n plus 1, 2n plus 3, n upon 3, 2n plus 3. So same approach will be followed as we have followed for the solution of first question. So same will be applicable in question number 2. I have solved it. You can go through it by your own. Now I am going to explain third question. Third question is this. Second one you try to understand by your own. Here this is 2k in bracket k plus 1 is there. Do not get confused, only that nothing has been written here. So 2k in bracket k plus 1 plus 3 in bracket k plus 1. So I hope that you will not have any confusion regarding this. Now was question number 3. This is our Pn 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8 plus dash dash 1 upon 2 to the power n is equal to 1 minus 1 upon 2 to the power n. Verification P1. P1 means only from left hand side one term will be taken. Sum of one term only. 1 by 2. In right hand side 1 minus 1 upon 2 to the power n. So wherever n is occurring you put 1 in that place. So 1 minus 1 upon 2 to the power 1. So that will be 1 upon 2 only. So finally we will have 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2. It shows that P1 is true. As you know that in second step we suppose that Pk is true. So we suppose it here. Let Pk be true. Pk, as I have told you, wherever n is occurring in that place you put k. So we did. Now step third. Now we will prove that Pk plus 1 is true. Pk plus 1. So what is our Pn? You see, what is our Pn? In place of n we will write k plus 1. So Pk plus 1 is equal to here 1 upon 2 to the power k plus 1, and right hand side also 1 minus 1 upon 2 to the power k plus 1. So that we have written here. 1 upon 2, 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 dash dash 1 upon 2 to the power k plus 1. But as I have suggested in previous questions also, that when you are writing Pk plus 1, then do not forget to write previous term of this term. This will come easily when you will put in place of n k plus 1. But what will be its previous term? 1 upon 2 to the power k plus 1, then its previous term will be 1 upon 2 to the power k. And I have explained you few minutes before in my previous explanation that if you know what will be its previous term, then I am suggesting you that what is the last term of Pk. Last term of the left hand side of Pk you copy before this term. You copy this term just before this term. This will be the previous term of this term. It will be profitable to you. Otherwise you can make an idea also that this is 2, this is 2 square, this is 2 cube. So this is 2 to the power k plus 1. Then its previous term will be 1 less from this value which is in power. So this is 2 to the power k plus 1, then it will be 2 to the power k. Otherwise this is a trick that after writing last term of left hand side of Pk plus 1, if you want to write this term which is 1 upon 2 to the power k here, then if you are not having any idea or you have some confusion that what should occur here, then you copy this term, last term of Pk. It will be profitable to you because it will be correct if you will do so. Okay, so after doing this, in right hand side wherever n is occurring you write down k plus 1. You see, See this? In place of n, k plus 1 you will write k plus 1, okay? So 2 to the power k plus 1. Now this is our pk plus 1. Now we want to prove this. So take its left hand side. The left hand side is being copied. And after copying left hand side, nothing is this, do not get confused. And copy left hand side. After that you observe. Started from first term and till before last term what is written, this is our pk. 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8 plus dash 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 plus 1 upon 2 to the power k. This is our left hand side of pk, which is equal to 1 minus 1 upon 2 to the power k. So in place of this you can write 1 minus 1 upon 2 to the power k, but last term plus 1 upon 2 to the power k plus 1 will occur as it is, okay? Using pk, I have written from pk. After that, this 2 to the power k plus 1 can be written in the form of 2 into 2 to the power k. 1 will remain as it is because we are in need of this, and we are observing that in last two terms 1 upon 2 to the power k and 1 upon 2 to the power k is there. So we can take common this 1 upon 2 to the power k. Common means division. So this upon this gives 1 and plus minus gives minus, and 1 upon 2 to the power k upon this, then what is left? 1 by 2. After that you simplify. 1 minus 1 by 2 will be 1 by 2, and base is same, 2 is same, so powers will be added. 2 to the power k into 2, so it will be 2 to the power k plus 1. Very common mistake. The boys who are not knowing how powers will be added when base is same, then what they do, 2 to the 4, 4 to the power k, which is absolutely wrong. Base is same, then powers will be added. So 2 to the power k plus 1. Be very very careful here. And then 1 minus 1 upon 2 to the power k plus 1, which is our right hand side. So we had started with LHS and we are getting RHS. The proving of pk plus 1. It means pk plus 1 is true. And finally we will write, hence Pn is true for all n belongs to a set of natural number by principle of mathematical induction. So in this way, first type questions based on principle of mathematical induction will be done. In my next lecture I will explain some word problems. So thank you for joining this class. Thank you very much.